Today marks 10 years since Bardstown police officer Jason Ellis was murdered, and we still don't know who did it. A memorial service taking place tonight will celebrate the man behind the uniform as the Nelson County community awaits for closure. The 33-year-old officer was ambushed on his way home from work on the Bluegrass Parkway just outside of Bardstown. His death among Kentucky's most high-profile unsolved investigations. Even a decade later, the Bardstown police chief at the time calls it his darkest day. Here's our Shay McAllister.
10 years ago, it does not seem that long, believe me, to me anyway.
For Rick McCubbin, it's still hard to believe. A decade has passed since his darkest day on the job.
I am your chief, Jason, but you are now our hero. And you must know that your chief will not stand down.
The young officer, Jason Ellis, had left a life in Cincinnati playing minor league baseball to embrace a new role in rural Nelson County as a father and public servant.
And he just wanted, just to do his job and to do it good and to do it right and to clean up the streets, and he was dedicated. He loved it.
His young widow, Amy Ellis, here speaking 10 years ago, just days after her husband left work heading home but didn't make it past the exit. Purposely placed tree limbs lured him out of his cruiser, where he was ambushed, shot, killed, and left for dead in the middle of the road.
I just remember lifting the tape and walking up and looking down at Jason and thinking, what in the hell happened here? His right knee was up, he was on his back, and I just remember putting my hand on his knee, and I was confused, I was upset, I was hurt, I was mad. I just, cried a little bit, and I just remember, Jason, we'll figure this out.
In the days after, all eyes were on this case and the search for the suspect. McCubbin says never in his wildest dreams would a decade pass without answers.
In no way could I have imagined that 10 years we're going to still be talking about it. Not that we shouldn't, but it's still unsolved.
Why do you think this is such a challenging case to solve?
I don't know, and I think everything is kind of in place, but it's perhaps it's like with the Crystal Rogers or the Tommy Ballard. They just need one more piece. I just don't think that final piece is there yet.
The FBI has insinuated, if they can find answers in Tommy's case, Crystal's case, or Jason's case, they can find answers in all of them. Right. What do you think? Do you think that there's a connection here?
None that I see. You're looking for something common, a name that maybe kept appearing in some of Jason's arrests or cases, and nothing jumped out to the investigators or the prosecutor's office or anything. There's just not that one thing yet that I don't think can put them all together.
You think it's still possible after 10 years? There's still some stone left uncovered? There's still some piece of evidence that could make a break here?
In my heart, I want to believe that, yes, whether it's 10 years or another year or 5 more years, I still in my heart believe that someday something's going to break. Something's going to break.
Shay McAllister, WHAS11, on your side.
Tonight, Officer Ellis's family is hosting a memorial service in his honor. It begins at 6 o'clock at the Bardstown Police Department headquarters. Then there will be a convoy to Chaplain Cemetery for the annual gathering in Officer Ellis's honor. All are welcome to join both memorials. Today, the community in Scott County will gather for a candlelight vigil in honor of the life and legacy of Deputy Caleb Conley. He died after police say Stephen Shing Shing shot him during a traffic stop. That vigil will be held on Main Street on North Hamilton. It begins at 8 o'clock tonight. You are asked to bring your own candle. Meanwhile, we've also learned of the funeral arrangements set for this deputy. His visitation will be Wednesday, May 31st from 4 to 9 at Scott County High School's gymnasium. His funeral will be on Thursday, a week from today, June 1st at 11 a.m. at the same location as the visitation. Deputy Conley will be buried at the Battle Grove Cemetery in Cynthiana, Kentucky. Metro Police are asking for your help in finding a car who fled from a driver who fled from a deadly hit and run in Newburgh. Around 2:15 this morning, a female pedestrian was hit on Fern Valley Road. She died at the scene. If you know anything that could help police find that driver, call the anonymous tip line at 574-LMPD. The man behind the investigation into Metro Corrections sharing what's being done to fix the issues inside the jail. Our lead investigator and former FBI agent David Byer told Metro Council the jail's director is working to address several areas of concern, but the list is long. A 400-page report released last month outlining concerning trends at that jail. It said the facility was risking lives in addition to an inadequate jail. It found poor supervision, lackluster training, and short staffing are largely to blame for inmate deaths. In less than a year, more than a dozen people died while in custody.
There were a lot of problems with corrections, and he had to try to fix the big leak, which was all the deaths that were occurring. But there are so many other problems at corrections that need to be addressed, and it's difficult for one man to do the micromanagement.
Staffing and recruitment is one of the biggest issues Byer discussed, according to the jail's director. The state corrections facility just raised its minimum wage to $28 an hour. In the Metro, that's $21 an hour, which makes Metro Corrections close to the lowest paying corrections facility in the state. We are learning more about the city's plans to address houselessness. The mayor's office and Coalition for the Homeless held a hearing last night at the site of the community care campus, which is planned here on East Breckenridge Street. The goal of that space is to give people more access to health care and a pathway to permanent housing. Officials shared more about how that campus will be designed.
I believe 17 rooms with 2 bedrooms each and a Jack and Jill bathroom. It also has some like meeting space and intake space that U of L and Norton's are planning on utilizing. So that's really programmed. To the west of that is a commercial laundry. And so we acquired the laundry and the machine. So we have commercial laundry here, operational, still working.
The community care campus was announced back in January as part of Mayor Craig Greenberg's larger plan to address homelessness in the city. There is no timeline, though, for when this facility will open.